EDU 694, Educational Research, James Powell. Instructor Kathleen Friedman, PhD, July 30th, 2019. My name is James Powell, and I'm from the Boston area, but I now make my home in the quaint village of Coopville on Whidbey Island in the beautiful Pacific Northwest state of Washington. I live with my sweetheart, Dooley, who I met in 2011 in an Ashford cafe when we were pursuing our bachelor's degrees and sharing an English Composition 2 course. We have 2 dogs and a cat and 3 rabbits. Dawson is a Yorkie with floppy instead of pointed ears. Murphy is a Beagle, which is a cross between the Beagle and the Pekingese. And Logan keeps the mice and rats away from our property, but he likes to bring live bats into the house in the middle of the night and set them free. Why is it that all cats love boxes? Mabel is an English lop rabbit and is my study buddy. And the little gray guys are brother and sister lion's head rabbits. Education. I am a high school dropout. I only completed the 9th grade, but earned my GED 7 years later, just in case I wanted to go to school again. I earned a certificate of aptitude in the superior level of English at the Official School of Languages in Madrid, Spain, where I taught English as a second language for 3 years. From Spain, I returned to Santa Cruz de la Sierra, Bolivia. I lived there for 16 years while teaching English in language institutes and private tutoring. As can be expected, I am now fluent in the Spanish language. The certificate I earned in Spain recognized me as an English professor throughout Europe and Latin America, but not in the United States. Hence my reason for returning to school. In 2014, after 4 years, I received my BA here at Ashford with English Language Learner Studies as my major and Child Development as my minor. After graduating magna cum laude, I decided to seek a master's degree, also here at Ashford, in teaching and learning with technology, with a specialization in online educator. Hungry for more, I am now seeking a second master's in education with a specialization in English Language Learner Studies. I just returned 6 weeks ago after taking 16 months off due to illness. Hobbies and interests. As you can see from some of my culinary creations, I love to cook and bake for my 15 grandchildren, and they love visiting Nana and Papa to see what kind of goodies Papa has baked and cooked up for them. I love to read and write, but I haven't had much time for it with all the academic reading and writing I've been doing for nearly a decade now. I love to travel and enjoy discovering different places, people, and cultures. Besides living in Spain for 3 years and Bolivia for 16 years, I lived in Germany for 2 years and in England for a half year. I love islands and have traveled to the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, the Canary Islands, and Jamaica. I've also lived in all 4 corners of the United States and in the middle of the country. I love anything baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and soccer, especially if they're my New England teams. I love fishing for salmon right off the beach close by, and trout, and crabbing for sweet Dungeness crab. I also love oil painting, but haven't had time for it. As I mentioned before, we have 15 grandchildren. Joanna, aka Jojo or Bubbles, on the left, and Chrissy on the right are my Asian Caucasian granddaughters. The blonde twins just turned 3. They are Aria, who has bonded with me the most. Aria is sad here in this picture because it's time for Papa to leave. On this next slide is Aria's twin sister, Olivia. The eldest of my granddaughters is Lauren. She is the apple of my eye, and she excels in high school sports, especially in track, basketball, and soccer. She has gone to the state finals several times in track and has set a record in the 4x4 relay at her high school. I recently became a great uncle to the smallest one, Aurora, or Ro for short. I love all my granddaughters and great niece to bits. I certainly couldn't be more blessed. Reflecting upon how the completion of my degree program will support my career path, the knowledge that I have gained and continue to gain will make me a better person and a better teacher. And while I do have 19 years experience teaching, the many tools that I have added to my repertoire throughout this and my last master's program are immeasurable. Final thoughts. After reading the syllabus for this course, I have to say that I am quite impressed. The field of education has come so far since my primary school days of the 1950s and 60s. I suppose I am fortunate to have known the dark ages of rote memorization in which feedback was non-existent, intervention meant corporal punishment, and teachers didn't think it was important for students to know the purpose of their learning, as if it were some heavily guarded secret. Now here I am, a first-hand witness to the age of information, and to be fully immersed in it has been quite a transformation for me. These are indeed exciting times to be involved in the realm of education. The notion of exhibiting mastery of the course outcomes can be quite overwhelming for a guy who's only ever completed the ninth grade, and at a time when researching meant going to the library and using the Dewey Decimal System to locate credible sources of useful information. The stamina I have gained along my journey has not allowed me to be overwhelmed, though. I'm just in awe of it all. Choosing a favorite quote is as difficult as choosing a favorite song or a favorite painting. There are so many great ones. My favorite quote comes from Thomas Jefferson. He said, "He who knows best knows how little he knows." Brainy quotes, no date. Let's see. However, in regards to ensuring all students the same opportunities for learning, one simple statement comes to mind, and it is from the mouth of Desmond Tutu. It is our moral obligation to give every child the very best education possible. Brainy quotes, no date. Both are great truths. I look forward to sharing and learning with everyone over the next 6 weeks, and my sincere wish is that we all raise the bar and enjoy the best success in our academic and teaching endeavors. Thank you all for viewing my bio and for allowing me to take up so much of your time. Kindly, James. Resources.